strange and wonderful place. We here at Bestie are travelers at heart, so today we're going to take you around the earth to show you what you can buy for $1 American in different countries around the world. But first, take your trip over to the subscribe button, click it, and then take another trip over to the notification bell. You'll want to click that too. And now keep watching to discover what you can buy for $1 in many different countries. We consulted with some residents of the country for this video, so you'll be getting first-hand accounts. Awesome, right? Nepal. We start our journey in the awesome mountainous region of Nepal, where we meet a resident by the name of Niraj. According to Niraj, in Nepal, you can get 10 momos, a kind of filled steamed dumpling that usually has meat, veggies, cheese, or khoa, milk solids mixed with sugar, inside for $1. You'll also have change left over for a 250 milliliter of Coke, which to us sounds like a pretty good meal, 104.11 Nepalese rupee. Vietnam. Staying in Asia, we go from the mountains to the jungles of Vietnam. Here we meet Lynn, a local. Lynn of Vietnam gives us a lot to work with. She says that you can buy a hat, a DVD, 3 pairs of inexpensive sandals, 5 noodle packs, or a meal in some inexpensive food courts for $1. Sounds good, but who the heck would buy a DVD? 22,725 Vietnamese Dong. Thailand. Once again, staying in Asia, we now hit up the bustling country of Thailand, where local Sheila is going to tell us what you can get for an American dollar. Sheila of Chiang Mai, Thailand is pretty optimistic about your chances of getting a good street meal for under $1 US. And she says that she gets a cooked-to-order vegetarian lunch delivered to my office every day for that price. But how much will it cost to put aside our seething jealousy? 331.79 Thai baht. Paris. Now we fly from Asia to Europe, where we make a stop in the City of Love to meet Michel, a hearty young Parisian buck who's going to talk about some outrageous prices. Michel tells us that in Paris, $1 will buy you a little less than half a Starbucks espresso. That's rough, Michel. 0.85 euros. India. Next, we return to Asia and head over to India, a populated country covered in beautiful temples and gorgeous views, where we're going to talk to resident Tarun and Priyanka. In India, Tarun suggests getting a thali, a South Indian mixed platter that can be made with several different foods, much like dim sum. Priyanka, on the other hand, suggests getting boiled rice, dal, veggies, pickles, and chutney, 65.19 Indian rupees. Australia. Next, we head down under, where we're going to talk to resident Kin. Kin says that in Australia, you can get a scratchy lottery ticket for $1 US, 1.28 Australian dollars, and hopefully you'll win a lot more Australian dollars. United Kingdom. Next, head on over to dear old Blighty, where resident Alex is going to talk to us about what you can grab for an American dollar. In the UK, Alex says that you can pick up a small portion of fries from Mackie D's, 0.76 British pounds. In neither Australia or Britain will any amount of money buy you knowledge of the complex, incomprehensible local slang. Viduel, my dear viewer, viduel. Italy. We fly from the United Kingdom all the way to Italy, where we meet up with a young man named Robert. Robert of Middle Italy says that you can buy a liter of cheap wine and just about 1 tablet of ibuprofen for the resulting hangover, 0.85 euros. Vienna. Just like the song, Vienna waits for us, so we must go there to meet Dillian. Dillian, resident of Vienna, Austria, says the same cash would buy you a freshly baked corn spitz or a small bread roll, and recommends taking the roll to the Museum of Applied Art, famous worldwide as the first museum to purchase an artwork using bitcoins in 2015, as it's free on Saturdays. Well, we know where we're going on our weekend. Egypt. After Vienna, we fly to the sandy deserts and cities of Egypt, where we meet Ali. Ali of Cairo, Egypt, recommends buying a kosheri plate, a standard Egyptian dish that includes rice, lentils, pasta, and onions covered in tomato sauce. But they admit that, depending on which part of Cairo you visit, you might only be able to buy a donut. We guess tourist neighborhoods are the same everywhere. $1 US equals 17.65 Egyptian pounds. Canada. Next, we go to the frigid, uninhabited wastelands of Kunda? Anyway, resident Ashley of this country, ever the optimist, claims that $1 will buy you nothing. If we were Canadians, we'd have to say that she's wrong. $1 will buy you a Timmy's donut, accompanied by a gang of Canadians who are united only by their passionate love for what's essentially a glorified fast food chain. 1.27 Canadian dollars. Hungary. And from the frozen tundras of Canada, we go to Hungary to meet up with Maria. She tells us that in her home country, you can buy half a bottle of red wine for $1. Like in Italy, this sounds awesome, and considering Hungary is one of the cheapest places to visit in the European Union, we'd have to guess that head pills wouldn't be too expensive. The Philippines. We return once again to Asia, where we meet a resident of the Philippines named Joshua. He tells us that in certain places in the Philippines, you can get a foot massage for an American dollar. Specifically, in the province of Cebu in the Philippines, you can buy a 20-minute foot massage. Wow! And considering how relaxing the sights, beaches, islands, oceans, and food of the country must be, this sounds like a great place to go and unwind. Venezuela. Next, we make our first trip to South America, where we visit the beautiful country of Venezuela. Here, we encounter Sophia, a middle-aged woman who tells us that in her country, one can get a gallon of gas for $1. And recently, that might have even gone down. Reports from people who live in the country say that a gallon of gas in Venezuela is only about 38 cents. So you can get a little more than 2.5 gallons for your car for just $1. Awesome! Did anyone say 80-hour road trip? Hong Kong. And once again, we make a return to Asia. This time, we're stopping in Hong Kong and meeting up with Amber, a young girl who's going to tell us all about the awesome and even wacky things you can buy in Hong Kong for $1. For starters, you can get one slice of plain bread in Hong Kong for $1. So, for $3, you can have a breadwich? Cool, we think. Anyway, if the breadwich isn't your style, then you can get a trip to the mainland China for $1. According to Amber, you can also buy a round-trip ferry ticket from the city to the China mainland for $1 and get a priceless view of Hong Kong's iconic skyline along the way. Considering Hong Kong is one of the most expensive cities in Asia, that skyline has got to be beautiful. Iraq. We now travel to the Middle East, where we meet a young girl named Marwa. She tells us that in her country and many other surrounding countries, especially places in the Middle East and some parts of Africa, bread is incredibly cheap. For $1, you can buy yourself an entire loaf, and it won't even be off-brand, we think. Honestly, we forgot to ask Marwa if it was freshly baked. Colombia. Returning once again to South America, we're going to talk to Mateo, a young Colombian man who's going to tell us what we can buy for $1. He starts by talking about how good the food in Colombia is, and we can't argue. We go to a street vendor, and for $1, we buy some cornmeal cake with cheese. As we're eating, Mateo tells us that you can also buy a cup of coffee, a liter of bottled water, or half a dozen eggs for only $1 or less. Heck, we'd buy that for $1. And so we end our trip around the world here. What did you think of our list? Was it accurate for those of you whose countries were mentioned? Why don't you tell us in the comment section below what you can buy in your country for $1? Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and share with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.